Good morning. It's Patricia Murphy. It's Friday. This is Seattle Now. This week, the state got drier. Billionaires went higher, and we're all on the lookout for smoke. We're wrapping up another week of summertime in Seattle with KUOW's Zaki, Hamid, and Crosscut's Hannah Weinberger. But first, let's get you caught up. We should find out today who won the $1 million jackpot in Washington's vaccine lottery. Congrats to the lucky winner. I had big plans for that money. According to the state, the Shot of a Lifetime program did its job. More people were motivated to get a vaccine than would have otherwise. 24% more, according to the Institute for Disease Modeling. And the state has officially passed its goal of a 70% vaccination rate. King County can go ahead with changes to how it investigates police-involved killings. Its new inquest rules were tied up in a legal battle for more than 3 years. But yesterday, the Washington Supreme Court said they can be put into place. The rules require law enforcement officers to testify in certain situations and let jurors consider if officers acted with, quote, criminal means. They're supported by families of people killed by police who said the old process was too narrow and favored law enforcement. And if you're looking for an excuse to get out of the house this weekend, how about the King County Fair in Enumclaw? It's the oldest fair west of the Mississippi, and it's been happening since 1863. You can take in the rough stock rodeo or maybe some rides or some fair food. It's Friday again, and I have been loving these cloudy days. The lawns are crisp and golden. We're deep into Seattle summer. Zaki Hamid is here. He's KUOW's Director of Community Engagement. Zaki, lack of rain is usually a feature this time of year, but 31 days without rain is an awfully long time. What is your lawn looking like?
My lawn is looking okay so far. I take care of it very well, as you know. But I miss the rain a lot. I've always missed the rain. I don't like summer. Summer is my least favorite, season. It's just like, get it over with. Let me just get to October and be happy. So not loving it, but my lawn is all right.
Follow up, what is your water bill looking like? Because obviously that's gone up. If your lawn looks all right. I set it to automatic,
pay where I don't even have to look at it so I don't get a heart attack.
Yeah. Hannah Weinberger is here, too. She's a reporter at Crosscut. Hannah, how's the garden doing post-heat wave?
Hello. I am so happy to be here, and I am glad that my plants are still here at all. I'm trying to, reset expectations. One of my pea plants produced 1 pea the other week, and I was like, feast! Because, that's what's going to happen this summer. So, appreciate what you get.
I never give up on growing, but I do give up on retrieving at some point. The squirrels get most of my strawberries. I give it over. And my hostas actually got scorched during the heat wave. They're all white tipped and sad. But Cisco the gardener says leave the leaves on for now. So I'm just going to leave them where they're at right now. Well, mercifully, we might actually get some rain today, but we definitely need a lot more to dampen the drought emergency that's affecting most of the state. Hannah, Seattle, Everett, and Tacoma were spared the drought designation from the governor this week, but only because we have an adequate water supply to back us up for the summer, right?
Truly. And I think that we should all be of the mindset that we have a statewide water supply, so maybe don't use this as an excuse to take an hour-long shower.
Yeah. I wonder, honestly, if people are really thinking about their water usage that way right now. Zaki, are you thinking about it?
Oh, absolutely. When I said my lawn is all right, it's not completely true. there are spots there, every once in a while I go, it's I just want to play in the water and stuff like that. But yeah, it gives me second thoughts about, should I water, should I not? It's not going to affect my shower. My showers are sacred, so everybody stay the hell away from those.
I do find myself appreciative of any water though these days because drought is top of mind. So I jumped in Green Lake the other day, not even worried about it. That's where we're at.
Whoa, all the algae.
I know. It's a good indicator for me.
Did your skin get dyed green?
That's my superhero origin story.
Oh my gosh. Well, wildfires, unfortunately, are burning all over the West. The Red Apple Fire near Wenatchee, the Bootleg Fire in Southwest Oregon, just stunning and scary. You know, I can't imagine how terrifying this is for homeowners and livestock. I was just up in the Wenatchee area, and what a scary, scary thing. And I'm thinking about something reporter Anna King said early in the spring. And, you know, Anna always has the bead on what's going on in Eastern Washington. She's very observant and smart. And she said in all the years she's been out there, she has never seen the wheat curled over the way it was this year. And she was saying really early on, this is going to be an extremely difficult year. And I'm thinking about smoke now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody says it's coming and worse than last year, so hope everybody's prepared.
I know I have my air purifiers in place. Hannah, what
exactly. I feel like even if there are chances that there could be some summers without significant smoke, you should prepare for that as the default. Why be sorry when you could be safe? So I have like a shelf dedicated to my vented N95s and buffs, and my air purifier lives under my desk regardless of the season, and I have a bunch of long sleeve shirts and super lightweight hiking pants now in case I need to go outside on really grimy days. It's just an excuse to get more hiking clothes, really. But I think for me, the biggest part of preparing for smoke is mental. Like, I spend all year looking forward to long, sunny days, and I don't have as many of those probably to appreciate now, so I'm trying to bank a lot of outside time now, saying yes to every paddleboarding invitation, going for long podcast walks, getting mileage on my bike. But it's really sad that looking towards August, some of my friends and I, when we're looking for places to camp and, you know, get cabins, because we can do that now at this point in the pandemic, close to home, we aren't looking really at the east side of the state. Like, smoke is a factor in all your travel planning, so...
Yeah, you know, we have to, I think, really kind of get rid of this myth that Seattle has the most beautiful summers and they're always in the 70s and all that and nobody needs air conditioning. All of that is changing. We really have to get rid of that myth. They're hot summers, they're filled with fire and smoke. You know, you might get a month or so that is nice here and stuff like that, but this is just going to keep on coming. We have to kind of prepare. But really, like you said, Hannah, the mental aspect of it, like I'm already in that mental, like, I mean, yes, I don't really like summer that much anyway, but still, it's like I get to that. I'm like, I really don't like this season now. So let's just get it over with and move on.
Totally.
Yeah, our reality is that the Department of Ecology has a 5-day smoke forecast now. Along with the weather forecast, you can get the smoke forecast. Yeah. And, you know, this is the new reality of the Pacific Northwest. And people keep moving here. You know, they keep moving here. And now
better than Texas.
We're hearing about the earth wobble. That's going to mean my North Seattle home is going to be a waterfront property a few times a year. This is for real.
I've been keeping my eyes on, like, the tide charts. I want to go out at low tide so bad, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm never going to, I don't have to worry about owning a home. What a benefit.
If it wasn't so scary, I would be, like, actually excited, but it's terrifying. A new study from NASA and the University of Hawaii recently published warns that upcoming changes in the moon's orbit, which apparently it just happens with the moon, this is not out of character for the moon's orbit, could lead to record flooding on Earth. And the reason we're going to realize this in such a big way is because of climate change. So by 2030, this is going to be 2030s. This will be a significant issue, flooding.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird, though, that all of the sci-fi predictions and the things that we were reading about, Zaki, as, like, younger people, like, all that stuff in the future, it actually was true. And, Hannah, you'll get this, there are actually scientific reasons. It's all happening. It's just, like, we knew and didn't do anything.
Yeah, all the disaster movies, they were right. The Day After Tomorrow, that's...
It's just instructional videos.
Exactly. It turns out to be a documentary.
Anyway. Subspace billionaire Richard Branson launched himself 53 miles to fulfill a childhood dream, proving all you need is $1 billion and a childhood dream to do anything you ever wanted. And this just in, the anonymous person who bid $28 million to ride with future subspace rocketeer Jeff Bezos bailed on the trip because of a scheduling conflict. Zeki, I'm just going to give you the floor.
I would say, like, we should probably have this segment, instead of Pigs in Space from the Muppets, it's called Billionaires in Space, right? And this one is like,
honestly,
entitled people. This is on today's episode, entitled people and scheduling conflicts. I just, $28 billion to go. I don't even know where to even start with this. I mean, I'm all for space exploration. I think it's awesome, but the whole pissing contest between two billionaires is just like, this is not something I need in my life right now.
Zaki, I think you're not being fair because, like, it's a lot to ask someone to check their calendar before they spend $28 million. So, like, just be a little bit more lenient. Yeah.
Come on, when haven't you booked the wrong week for your trip? All right? Honestly, Zeki, it's just a clicky, and all of a sudden you're there for like 3 weeks when you only meant to be there.
I was the one who actually bid that, the anonymous person. It was me, but then I was like, you know what? Sorry, I got to record Seattle now, so I got to cancel.
Exactly.
See?
Yeah.
Commitments. I want this to be a very human event that this person canceled for. Like, I had to go to my kid's recital. I'm a mom. I'm overscheduled. Like, I just want it to be human. But it's not because, of course, the backup guest is a recent high school grad named Oliver Damon. Dad paid.
I mean, like, if I were ever going to avoid college for a little bit, take a gap year into space, this would be the time. So,
yep. Some kids get a graduation party. Some kids take a gap year traveling. Some kids take a trip to space. Who knows what the conversation between Oliver and his dad went like. Son, you got all A's. You're off to university. Here's a trip to space. That's what happens when your dad is the CEO of a hedge fund, I guess.
That's the entitlement. Know. It is amazing.
I know.
Speaking of people with lots of disposable income, Stockton Rush took his personal submarine recently on a dive to see the remains of the Titanic. We have our own billionaire with a submarine. His Everett company, Ocean Gate, is working on mapping the wreckage. And Zeki, for some reason, this little trip down 12,000 feet feels a lot scarier to me than 57 miles up.
Yeah, I took a submarine dive when I was on vacation recently, and it was 135 feet down into the ocean, and I thought that was a lot. And then I read that story, and it said 12,000 feet. I'm like, oh my God. I can't think of anything scarier, to be honest, than being 12,000 feet. In the depths of the ocean. That is just scary. And I also wonder, like, the Titanic, like, we're still doing that?
The first thing I thought was, my sister says brown is down. Nobody wants that stuff.
I've been thinking of things to do with my submersible. I needed some inspiration, so we'll go do this.
Really, man.
I don't want to. I agree with Zaki. I don't want to be in a submersible that goes that far down to go visit something that's a wreck. Like, I don't want to add to the wreck. Like, I don't, and it's a really dark humor thing to think. But yeah, I'm very happy at sea level.
Yeah.
Again, though, we have these, billionaires who just want to do the things they want to do. And I read an article about this guy. He actually really wanted to go to Mars. Like, that was his childhood dream, was to go to Mars. But
if you got enough money, billionaires in space.
It's really
the only thing it takes.
It's nice to see a billionaire being so pragmatic. They're like, well, I guess I'll set my sights a little bit more reasonably and just go find the Titanic.
Yeah. Of course. We all have to be reasonable in our lives, Hannah Weinberger. We all have to be reasonable about what we can achieve in our lifetimes.
They have to find the medallion, right? That's what they're looking for, right? They have to find the medallion.
Is there a medallion down there? Anybody's looking for? Is that true, Zaki?
That's what the movie told me. I take all of my information comes from movies. So.
We are leaving it there. We are leaving it right there, because if all your information comes from movies, then we don't need to learn anything else. That's our show. Thanks to our guests, Zaki, Hamid, and Hannah Weinberger. Have a great weekend, you guys.
You too.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for listening today. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about us. Very easy to share an episode. You can do it right from your phone. Caroline Chamberlain Gomez produced today's show. Our production team is Clare McGrane, Jason Pagano, and Diana Opon. Matt Jorgensen does our theme music. I'm Patricia Murphy. We'll see you next week.